On the stand today that he's the one who moved the car. However, he never told officers that in his initial interviews. Now, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation took over this case in 2016. We'll tell you what they did when they became the lead agency, coming up at 6. Always watching out for you, Pueblo. Colette Bordelon, News 5.
Colette, thanks. Turning now to the latest on COVID-19 vaccinations in southern Colorado. This weekend there will be a pop-up vaccine clinic in El Paso County with the goal of getting 1,200 doses of the newly approved Johnson & Johnson vaccine to those who are eligible. Right now, no available spots for Saturday or Sunday's clinic, but you can get your name added to a wait list, and we have a link for you at KOAA.com. Colorado lawmakers are working right now to create a new healthcare reserve corps. Now, State Representatives Yadira Caravello and Kyle Mullica, the only doctor and nurse in the General Assembly, are co-sponsors of this legislation. The goal is to have hundreds of volunteers from the medical profession cross-trained and ready to step in during a future crisis.
It's the start of a process that I wish had already been in place for this pandemic, but at least we have to learn from this one to prepare for whatever comes next, and that's what we're trying to do.
Now, if the bill passes, it will create a task force to research and study the logistical challenges to creating a healthcare reserve corps. That work would then be turned into new legislation in another 2 to 3 years. The bill passed its first committee vote and has since gone to the Appropriations Committee. Elizabeth?
Local wineries are adapting and rethinking their operations in their efforts to rebound from the pandemic and keep their doors open. News 5's Mayo Davison has more on the changes happening now at the winery at Holy Cross Abbey in Canyon City.
Like many bars and restaurants, wineries have faced extended closures and restrictions in light of the pandemic, forcing them to make major changes in order to keep their doors open.
All of our tastings now are seated. The reservations are strongly recommended. Opportunity to order food from our food partners.
With wineries relying on tourism, events, and tastings to operate, owner and CEO Larry Otto says it's been challenging getting customers. What's made it worse is dealing with crop freezes.
2021 is going to be a little more problematic in that there is a major freeze event last fall that killed a lot of the vines, and they're not going to be producing this year,
resulting in them having to potentially get their grapes out of state. But in the meantime, they are adapting using CARES Act funds to improve their outdoor seating for tastings and comfort.
But we built some polycarbonate sheeting enclosures to block the wind, kind of protect us from the elements a little bit.
Also installing infrared heaters that allow them to continue tastings regardless of the weather.
It's the Riesling.
He says his customers have been supportive of the changes.
I'm enjoying the heater because when the breeze blows across here, it gets a little chilly. Yeah. And believe it or not, I live in Colorado, but I don't like the cold.
What's helped the winery during this time is pushing digital marketing and online sales.
Shipping alcohol is expensive, but it's a barrier to a lot of people buying it. So offering those shipping incentives has really helped build our direct-to-consumer market, and we're up about 200% in online sales.
They're going to continue focusing on online sales moving forward, and when restrictions loosen, bring back indoor tastings. Always watching out for you, Canyon City. Mayo Davison, News 5.
Mayo, thanks, and remember, we're here to work alongside you as we look to rebound from the pandemic together. Let us know how you're moving ahead or how we could help. Send an email to rebound@koaa.com.
Coming up next on News 5 at 5, Rob Cork live once again in Pueblo. We're going to talk about the If You Give a Child a Book campaign and how it's benefiting schools like Bradford Elementary here in Pueblo. And welcome back to Bradford Elementary. We are live in Pueblo tonight talking more about the If You Give a Child a Book campaign, and Bradford Elementary School has benefited from this program. Our NATALIE Chuck joins me now live, meeting her in person for the first time in a year as well. This is a magical day, and you had an opportunity to talk to folks here at Bradford about how they distributed the books amidst the COVID-19 concerns.
Yeah, Rob, it is an exciting day, and they managed to pull it off absolutely perfectly. So students basically 2 at a time would enter right over here. They'd stay spaced out, and then a teacher would take them around to browse all of these awesome shelves behind me. The teachers were sure to change their gloves in between every single group, and the students weren't allowed to grab books, and everyone was masked. But there was a lot of conversations I had with staff today about how this pandemic has made reading even more important lately. So the Scripps Howard Foundation getting new books to the students who are learning from home is so important. And those students who are learning virtually will pick up their goodie bags of books tomorrow in a drive-through.
So it's really important that right now we're giving the kids as many resources as they can to be successful, and so not everybody has an equal amount of books, and so this opportunity to come and pick out a book is huge.
And Bradford Elementary actually gets to keep all of these leftover books, so they're either going to add them to their libraries or teachers will get to use them for read-alongs in the classroom, Rob.
Yeah, and what a great program it is, and we've got some of the staff sitting over there watching us here this afternoon, and it's been a great benefit. Natalie, thank you. Good to see you in person for a change instead of in Zoom meeting. By the way, we're proud to be part of this book giveaway with the Scripps Howard Foundation because statistics show students who read by the 3rd grade are more likely to succeed. Now, reading at home can also improve kids' reading scores and boost their test scores at school. Sadly, statistics show 1 in 6 students not reading by 3rd grade, they don't graduate. So we're glad to be a part of the campaign helping kids all across southern Colorado.